car thieves. These niggas steal packages too. These the same niggas that steal the package and get glitter bomb. Fuck you. You just busted a window out in broad day. You're a fucking bum.
This guy is stealing my package from a car, and this guy took my package off a porch. But what they don't realize is this is the final glitter bomb.
I had someone try to steal our packages before. She gonna come up to the door, and then when I catch her, she about to reach down to get a package. She said, "I'm selling candy. You want some candy?" Like a fucking predator. Bitch, I'm not stupid.
5.0. And for the final year when you lift the lid, the glitter is delivered by drones.
Drones? Oh, that'd be terrifying. Nah,
5 years ago, when these two stole a $6 package from my porch, little did they know that singular act, on an otherwise unremarkable lovely spring morning, would set in motion a series of events that would unleash buckets of glitter.
That's hell. Glitter? That's never coming out their bed, they clothes, they floor,
of a $60 million international
their skin.
crime ring. So today, not only will I show you what happens when you combine autonomous drones and glitter, and then what happens when you get into a chess match with a bunch of car thieves, but I'll end the whole series with an update on what happened to those massive scam call centers we infiltrated and exposed in India. Now, if you're new here, the 10-second recap is that after that package was stolen from my house, the police wouldn't do anything about it, even when presented with the evidence. So at that point, I knew that to avenge the theft, I was gonna have to use my engineering skills to go full Home Alone. And seeing how this is the final GlitterBomb video, I think it's worth a brief recap of how the box design has naturally evolved over the years. Out of the gate in year one,
do not leave shit in your cars, please. Don't be stupid.
Package, this cup would spin,
leave a PS5 in your backseat uncovered and
then
shit.
Hidden
No
inside
shit
to record all the action, we had 4 phones, plus a canister of fart spray in an effort to encourage the thief to get rid of the box so we could go and retrieve it. And that went pretty well, so we spent the entire next year working on version 2.0, where we doubled the amount of fart spray and drastically improved the formula, which ended up nearly killing Macaulay Culkin.
He got a nice whiff of that. God damn.
We also switched to biodegradable glitter and added
Macaulay
a
cock skin.
And some fake police chatter.
Seems the package may be in motion as well.
Just to make things more exciting. Then for year 3, we doubled the fart spray canisters once again to a total of 4 and added a handle the thief would be tempted to grab, which we covered in that super sticky mousetrap goop. And for the previous 2 years, the package thieves would often shove the lid back on right away, which covered up the cameras. So we added these posts near the top of the box that would passively pop out, which made it impossible to put the lid back on once you'd removed it.
Oh shit.
We also added flashing police lights and made a doormat that had these conductive charging contacts so we could keep the whole box fully charged until the moment it was stolen. Then for GlitterBomb 4.0, as soon as you touched the lid, it would get shot straight up into the air, compliments of these 2 boxing gloves attached to pneumatic pistons. We also added an actual car horn to make things more exciting and redesigned the cup so that by using the centrifugal force generated from spinning, you could passively get 3 chances to shoot some glitter instead of losing it all in one single shot. Then for the porch, we built a fake planter box that would slide over and hide the package at night so the homeowners wouldn't have to worry about bringing it in, and we were guaranteed to get it stolen in the day when the light was better. And all of that brings us to year 5, GlitterBomb 5.0. I knew this was going to be the last year, so I decided to go for broke and attempt the biggest redesign to date. And this is a terrible idea, by the way. In engineering, if something is working well enough, conventional wisdom states you should basically change nothing, but pretend like you changed a lot. So for starters, last year we had 4 vials of fart spray for a total of 20 milliliters, and for this year, because we're not messing around, we have a 1 liter tank. And for those of you keeping track at home, that's 50 times more fart spray. To pull this off, instead of using a rotating cam system like before, now we have a peristaltic pump that continually forces the fart spray through 2 nozzles and basically never lets up. And because I can't exactly explain how much worse something smells over video, this is a sensor that measures the number of particulates in the air. And the more particulates, the more intense the smell. And if we place last year's GlitterBomb in the chamber, it measures 250 particulates of nastiness per liter, whereas this year's tops out at 750. Which means it's not only gonna last a lot longer,
this shit if you want to steal packages, pussy.
Now to house that massive reservoir of fart spray, we had to expand the footprint for the box, which means we had room underneath it to house the brains of the system on an upgraded custom printed circuit board.
I don't give a fuck if you can't afford to get your son none for Christmas,
And quick
nigga.
shout out to my friends at T-Mobile, because last year we found they had the
Fuck
best
you.
coverage when replacing the boxes. So this year they hooked us up and let us put them all on their network. Then for the glitter delivery mechanism, the idea was to hack some of these mini drones and rewrite their code to make them autonomous, where they could fly themselves without needing to be in communication with the
What
computer.
the
So the
fuck?
idea for this year is the thief would bring the bait package back to their house, then remove the lid, which would lower these two doors, allowing the drones to wake up and take
glitter
off.
everything.
And so instead of a single concentrated area of glitter from a spinning cup like before,
It'll go
the
around they
drones would just
crib.
meander all around the house, leaving millions of
Fucking
tiny
hell,
shimmering
Liza.
reminders not to
Yeah.
take stuff that isn't yours.
Fuck the
And as
whole
part of our
crib
code
up. They're
rewrite,
probably
if the
gonna destroy
proximity
the drones
sensors register
immediately.
someone approaching, they'll just casually fly themselves to a different part of the room. And all of that perfectly sets up
I
the
could just
checkmate,
throw something
because
at
while
it,
they're
nigga.
fully
I'm throwing a
distracted
pillow.
dealing with the drones, the
Pussy.
box starts to
And then
drastically
this
change the
fart
room's
spray
air
just-
quality
Oh my
at a rate
God.
of 1 liter per
This
minute.
is evil
This
as
design
fuck.
was
No, it's not
ambitious
evil.
and
This is a
arguably
good
had
deed.
a much
He's
higher
doing
risk
a
of failure
great
in the
job
field, but then we took it one
to
step
society.
further by designing a sister box that could be used for a car break-in. Since I live near San Francisco, which is the smash and grab capital of the world, 2 years ago we went right into the lion's den, which placed the box in a somewhat alarming predicament. And while
Whoa!
tempting,
Whoa!
it seemed irresponsible to
Nigga
have a
shot
couple
him.
drones flying around inside a moving vehicle, so this box can be triggered remotely via text message and can activate
That
the fart
nigga was
spray
shooting the
without needing
box?
to be opened. And then right before the nozzles kick in, this 360 cam pops up to cover all the action. And if at any point the camera senses it's being tampered with, just like one of those fancy hood ornaments, it will retract itself back inside the box. So after about 10 months of designing, building, and
10
testing,
months.
we set them out on a bunch of porches and in a bunch of cars, and we waited. And we didn't
Why you
have
do it in
to
a
wait long.
nice car though? Why not a trash? This nigga fail. Pussy. Ah, thanks.
Brand new in the box, bro.
That nigga just walk. How do you?
Huh.
You gotta be a bitch. You gotta be a rogue pussy.
This shit is nice, homie.
You gotta be a bitch. Walk up. Slowly walk off as you just stole the package. Dumbass. That didn't go as planned at all. Oh, fart spraying everywhere. Shit stink. Ah, fuck it, crib out.
14,
13.
13, 3, 2,
Bitch!
activation complete. Recovery
Yeah.
sequence initiated.
Oh
You gotta throw that bitch. She just wanna throw it off.
And I really
What are
appreciate
you
the
doing?
hustle from these guys, especially
he
because
taking
when
it
all is
back?
said and
What are you
done,
doing? Oh, he just threw it.
they just decide to make this their neighbor's problem.
Fucking idiot.
When we retrieved this next box, as you can see, it was
Dumbass
completely
niggas.
destroyed and the phones were gone. But thanks to those blazing T-Mobile network speeds, we were able to recover the following footage from the cloud.
But our neighbor here, put it down a little.
They stole the phones.
Actually, I'd love to give it to you for Christmas.
Yeah. No way.
What? The new one, huh?
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
new
can we
version.
just leave it in the car for now?
Yeah, we'll leave it in the car for
Because
now.
we're not trying to.
Bring attention to it.
I would've took it too.
So they eventually took this home
I'll
and were
take it
apparently
back.
pretty upfront with their kids about where they got it from.
It's a VR. Really what it is, it has the handles and everything. So they go for like $100.
And we stole this one.
They can get another one. Yeah, you can make money or you can give it back.
You can make money and give it back. What? It's the hardest time of the year. I don't get no fuck, nigga.
Oh my god, it's a bomb.
He's kicking the shit.
Mom! Mom, I think it is a bomb. Mom!
And in addition to porches, just like in years past, we placed some boxes by group mailboxes, so that way we could track the number of Good Samaritans that will call the number on the box from year
Should
to
put a
year.
bomb in that bitch.
And for you.
It's for you. Yeah, mommy stole that just for you, baby. The countdown is hilarious. Maybe you think it's a bomb. It's a scam? You stole it. What do you mean it's a scam? Fuck.
It's scam.
It's a fucking scam. Fuck you. Nigga, you stole the package. It's not for you. It's not a scam. Bum. Fucking idiots.
15, 14,
And he knew this and he
13,
still do. He's like one of the predators on
11,
fucking Chris
10,
Hansen.
9, 8,
YouTubers
7,
do this.
6, 5,
I think it's a
4,
bomb.
3, 2, 1.
Too fucking late. You'd have died.
Activation complete. Recovery sequence initiated.
Switching gears for a minute, for the past 2 years, I've experimented with placing a glitter bomb in a parked car up in San Francisco
Xbox,
because it's
yeah.
considered the car-breaking capital of the world.
Yeah, they
and things are so bad
Look,
now,
they
it's not
smash
even-
and grab broad fucking day out there. Like, broad day, traffic, hop out, smash. I'm in
the
that
parked
shit.
cars that are getting targeted. They average 73
Quick.
car break-ins per day,
Holy
and at this
fuck.
point, people have resorted to just leaving their doors wide open, hoping the thieves can verify for themselves that there's no valuables inside, so they won't smash the glass just to check. And for the past 2 years, while we did get the
But if a nigga do that, I mean, he might have a fucking gun. So you just run that bitch ass nigga over.
glitter bomb
have
stolen,
a
all we could
fire.
really do was just play an alarm sound so they throw them out, because they never actually open them in the car. And after doing some research, it turns out there's a reason for that. It's actually a fairly organized system called a fencing operation, where the cars will go out in groups, and then immediately
Broad
afterwards
day
they'll bring it to a
smash this
middleman who will pay cash in exchange for the most valuable things they steal, like laptops.
Jesus
But the gut
Christ,
punch
man.
is that important documents like a passport or pictures
Can't
or
do
plane
nothing with it.
tickets don't really hold value for the thieves, so they just get
Throw
thrown in
them
the
away?
trash. And now that we knew they didn't plan on opening the
Wow.
box in the car, we designed the nozzles to poke through the lid so that even if they just threw it in the back seat, once the proximity sensor on the bottom registered it was stolen and the box texted us, we could track them using the embedded GPS, and a simple text message back would raise the camera and activate the fart spray for 2 minutes straight. So we
Bro,
headed up
these
to the
niggas
city
is
and placed our
studied.
modified
God
car box
damn.
nice and visible in the car and commenced our stakeout.
they getting it
And
how
you
they
can see this first
live?
black car rolls up and this guy gets out and spots it but doesn't take it. And then a little while later, this beige car rolls
Sound
up
like
and
that
he
shit.
sees it too.
Another
and the same
nigga?
thing happens. Then not too long after that, this
Another?
white car rolls up and
Oh
once
my
again, they
God.
clearly see the box. But they
God
just leave it sitting
damn,
right
San
there
Fran.
without even breaking a window. And after observing all this, our best guess was that it was the size
Broad
of the box that was
day.
spooking them. So we removed the heart and all the other critical components. Guess was that it was the size of the box that was spooking them.
size?
So we removed the heart and all the other critical components from the large box and placed them into a smaller box. And while it occupied a smaller footprint, it maintained all the same functionality of the bigger box while still looking like an enticing item to steal. So the next day, we put it back out on the street.
Smash
But this
immediately.
time, someone came
And they
by
got a
and actually
mean
smashed the
shit.
window. Only we didn't see them leave with the box. And our
They just
working assumption was that
smashed
he
the
just wasn't
window?
able to open the door to take it. But when we checked the footage, it told a different story. Not only
he
did
tried to
he
look
once
in the
again
trunk.
intentionally not steal the smaller box,
wants to look
but
in the
real
trunk.
reason for
He said,
breaking the
"Fuck
small
that."
window was to pull the back seat down and check the trunk. Which means if you take nothing else away from this video, you should know putting your luggage
don't
in the
put
trunk
shit in your
is
trunk.
not a solution to keep it from getting stolen. The reason they break these little windows so often, but it seems like nothing is missing, is because they're pulling down the seat to
look in
quickly
your
check
trunk.
what's hidden from view
Oh
in the
my
trunk. And at this
God,
point, it was pretty disappointing, but we realized they'd adapted. Word must have gotten out from stealing our glitter bombs in previous years that a juicy looking box like this sitting
that's
out in plain
too
sight
obvious
is
for me.
nothing but trouble. And as an engineer, I never claimed to have all the answers, but I know the process to get all the answers. And that's trying and failing and tweaking over and over again. So while we did have a couple useless car boxes and a busted window, we also knew their MO, which meant we now had a plan. And that plan was to shrink the box down even further to fit it in a backpack. That did mean we had to make some compromises, like losing the camera and reducing the fart spray reservoir down to this improvised pouch. But to make sure that it was still adequate, we sprayed it on this chair, and not only did it still last for 2 minutes, but we left that chair outside to
days?
air out
And
and
it smelled like
confirmed a few
ass?
days later, it was still in real bad shape. So with renewed hopes, we once
Smelled
again
like
hit the
Skid Row.
streets,
Smelled
this
like
time
Los
with 2
Angeles.
backpacks in 2 separate cars, parked in 2 different spots, and as fate would have it, they both got hit within about 5 minutes of each other.
5 minutes? Bro, these niggas out these little window punchers that get in that bitch quick and they gone.
Once
Fuck, you
again,
can't even
can see them
react.
checking the trunk.
You should be able to kill a nigga if he do this, bro. Like, it's getting out of hand. This is ridiculous, bro. You see a nigga do this in your window? Like,
And there's two
you should
interesting
immediately
things to
be
point out here. Number one, if you look at the jacket on this guy
Sprayed
and compare
down.
it to the jacket from the previous break-in, you can see it's the same guy, suggesting they probably work the same routes, which means they probably recognize regularly parked cars versus a new visiting car. So I felt
Oh,
especially
fucking
honored that a trained
A.
professional like this fell for our
They
backpack,
not
even
gonna do
if it
shit
was
about it.
possibly in a desperate attempt just to find a belt. And number two, you can see just how quickly it all happens, even
man,
breaking
look
the
how
glass.
quick.
The thing with tempered glass is it's really hard to break, until it isn't. And while this guy looks
got
like
that-
Iron Man here, just casually
He has a
pushing his hand
device that
through,
just
what you
popped
don't
it.
see on his palm embedded in the glove is a sharp ceramic chunk or a spike of hardened steel,
Yeah,
sort
that.
of like this. And as you can see here, if you have the right tool to concentrate the force on a really small point,
Pong.
it safely crumbles to nothing almost instantly. But more importantly than all that, now we had both boxes registering they'd been stolen while we tracked them both on their embedded GPS, watching as
I
they
hate
made their
these
way
niggas,
around,
bro. I
stopping
hate
periodically
bum
to get
ass
more
niggas
cars.
like this, bro. They making me sick.
I'm not seeing that Lisa. I thought that was gonna be the one, okay. And that's two big
And after they each drove around for about 10 minutes, we sent a command to commence Operation Air Freshener. And unfortunately, because we had to condense everything down
Wasn't
so
a lot.
small sort of last minute, the mic was in the same small box as the pump. So we don't know exactly what was said, but what we do know is that about 90
smelled
seconds
that
after
bitch.
the pump started, they tossed the whole bag from the car.
course
And the
it
best
did.
part about this is that outside the backpack, the pump and spray are actually really quiet. So the only
They didn't even
possible
hear it,
way
they just
could have
smelled
located
it.
the source is if they sniff their way to the answer. And as our test showed, they'll continue sniffing it for weeks. And in the second car, it was a nearly identical outcome.
It's a weird backpack.
I'm not doing it. I put that for me.
And they playing Future in the back.
Only in this case,
Man,
because
cut
the
it
pump
out.
ran a little quieter at one point, we got to hear them close in on the source.
Hold on, what is that? I'm trying to go.
And about 20 seconds later, their backpack met the exact same fate as the first. All right, so to wrap up, I'll just say that year over year, we've seen a
I could
decreasing
never
number of
live, like,
package
if niggas
steals
is
and a
walking
steadily
up, shattering
increasing
your
number
window.
of good Samaritans. And maybe people are becoming
Just to
more
take
considerate,
nothing?
or perhaps
I would
everyone
lose
just
my
knows what a
fucking
GlitterBomb
mind.
looks like now. But I love the idea that at some point, someone's package wasn't stolen because a would-be porch pirate remembered these videos and had second thoughts. One thing that's not conjecture, however, is after so many of you actively shared our video where we infiltrated and glitterbombed those 3 terrible scam call centers in India, it got the attention of some international law enforcement agencies and from the press, and because of your efforts, those 3 centers that had each been in operation for more than a decade, doing upwards of $20 million a year,
Get the fuck
scamming the
outta
most
here.
vulnerable amongst us of their life savings, all got shut down with their top officials
They
arrested.
scamming
So
niggas'
thanks to all of you
grandmothers.
for watching and caring. And
They
of course, thanks
scam
to
your
these two,
fucking
because without
grandmother,
them,
bro.
none of this would have ever happened.
Fuck these niggas, man.
Being an engineer is the best because you can make whatever you can dream up. But what's the first step?
That was
Like,
clean.
how do you
Let's
get
go with
started
that.
down that path? Well, I'll tell you exactly how. It's called the Crunch Labs Build Box. And it gets delivered right to your doorstep every month, and then we build it together while I teach you all the juicy physics that make it work. It's basically like unlocking your own personal Mark Rober video every month, where you learn a new engineering principle that will have you not just building like an engineer, but more importantly, thinking like an engineer. So you're developing resiliency and problem-solving skills. On top of that, the toys themselves are really fun, like this super dope art machine where we learn about linkages, or in the spirit of the GlitterBomb, this tripwire, which you can use to prank your
Maybe
family.
if I
or
had to
suppose
wear
in
a
some
helmet to go to
cases,
the bathroom
yourself.
so I don't stuff my
So if you
head
want to
down the
embark
toilet,
on this year-long journey with me, while there's still
cop.
time to get it before
Cop
Christmas,
this
just
for
head
the
on over to
kids. Cop this for-
crunchlabs.com or use the link in the video description, or we're giving away 2 months
This is what you
free.
should give to the niggas
As
who
a
are
holiday
breaking
special.
into vehicles and stealing packages. They need something. They need something, nigga. These niggas are fucking retarded. They deserve every ounce of that. I don't get it. They might be in the trenches though, but they're not in the broad day, breaking your window. They don't give a fuck about you. Why the fuck you give a fuck about how they live? Fuck how they live. Fuck what they doing with their life, nigga. Fuck you. Kill yourself, pussy. Hope your little sister get hit by a subway train, pussy. In Grand Theft Auto. This is justice. I love this. This is fucking justice. I love this shit. I'm kind of erect right now. You want to see? Fuck it. I'm not showing you my cock. Good night. Goodbye. I don't know. Good night, good morning. When the fuck you watching this? I don't know. Bye.